Have you ever wondered how certain questions on reading comprehension passages can ask you for something that isn't directly stated in the passage? Strange, right? How can you answer something that isn't given in the passage? Such questions actually have a name. These are called inference questions. So the word inference over here basically means that you have to read between the lines. Yes, that means that it's asking you for some information that is not directly stated in the text. So here you have to do a little bit of thinking and try to figure out what the answer could be based on information that is present in the text. So what it's asking you to do is give suggestions. Not by yourself, but it's asking you what the passage suggests can be the truth or can be a fact. So it's given you some information and you have to try to infer or extrapolate or try to get out another meaning from what is given. Let's say, for example, that you have a passage that includes some information about a dog. So let's say that you have a dog called Charlie, and Charlie has had a lot of accidents, right? So in the entire passage, it's given that Charlie has had a lot of accidents on the road, has been through a lot of injuries, sad for the dog. So imagine that you have a particular question now that asks you, what kind of dog was Charlie? And you are given the options of happy, sad, careless, and lonely. Which one would you pick? Now, it's not given in my passage directly whether Charlie is happy, sad, careless, or lonely. But I can see that Charlie has had a lot of accidents and has gone through a lot of injuries. So what kind of dog would have a lot of accidents? One that is not very careful with perhaps moving around places, right? So the answer I would pick would be careless, because only if the dog was careless enough would it have so many injuries and accidents. So I have inferred that the dog was careless, not because the information careless was in my passage, but because I could infer, or because all of these things suggested to me that this was the answer. Similarly, inference questions that test you on something that's not stated in the text require you to understand what the passage is suggesting about something, right? So let's take a look at the different types of methods that we could adopt, or the types of questions that could occur in this category. So first we have deduction questions. So here the question might ask you to extrapolate or try to figure out if something happened, it could be possible that something else happens. So imagine I say that Charlie has had an accident and he's had a lot of injuries. One question could be asking me to guess a situation in which Charlie would be in, and what would happen to Charlie. So based on the information here, I can deduce or I can extrapolate to say that perhaps Charlie, having already had so many accidents and injuries in the past, would again have another accident, right? So what I'm doing is that I'm deducing from information that's already there, and I'm trying to stretch it out so that it forms a possible future or possible extrapolation of the information that I have. Now there are speculation questions. In speculation questions, I'm trying to search for something that the passage suggests. So an example of a speculation question could be that we are speculating or trying to guess that maybe Charlie is actually a careless dog, right? Then you have examination questions. Now for these questions, you will be asked about what the author was thinking, or what the character was thinking or was behaving like, something about the nature of a person or a thing that is not directly stated in the text. So for instance, if I read a passage and I figure out that the tone of the passage is slightly sad or gloomy and the person is talking about their home. So if the question asks me, How did the author feel about their home? Although it was not mentioned in the passage that the author was really missing their home or was very sad because they hadn't visited home in a long time, I can make an examination of the text and I can say by guessing or by extrapolating that the author was sad because they were missing their home. Again, this was an inference question because it was not directly stated in the text that that was going to be the answer. So, how do you deal with answering such questions? Number one, when you look at the question and it seems like it's too hard, break it down. Break it down basically means that you just rephrase the question in your mind to try to make it simpler for you to understand. So, once you've made it simpler, you can look for the answer a lot better. Next, search for those context clues. What these mean is that imagine that the question asks me, what did the author feel? Or what was the author's point of view about this topic? Let's say we talk about the same passage where the author is talking about their old home and is talking about it using really sad words like gloomy, sad, not sad directly, maybe you say gloomy, dark, melancholy. These are all words that are associated with nostalgia. These are all associated with sadness, right? Nostalgia, which is memory or remembering the past. So if I have all of these words and the author is using these words to describe their old home, then maybe we can look at these clues or these words and figure out that the author felt sad because they were missing their home. So these would act then as a context clue. So based on these context clues, you can actually look out for the tone of the author. You can look out for any hints the author gives you regarding how they're feeling or how they are expressing something or the meaning they're trying to convey to you or to give to you. So you need to make sure that you have an eye out for these clues and answer accordingly. And then obviously the last step would be to answer the questions. So ensure that whenever you have an inference question, you're trying your best to read between the lines. This doesn't mean that you add in information from your own. That's not what the question is asking you to do. What it is asking you to do is make a really good guess based on information that's already there in the text or already there in the passage. Don't put your own opinions. That's not what they're asking for. They're asking you for things that are implied or suggested by information already in the text.